everybody, and happy Monday. Hope you are doing well on this very sunny Monday. It's now June. Can you believe it? Where has all the time gone? It just flies by. With June brings one of my favorite months, Pride Month. I am so excited to share some of my favorite and recommended reads for Pride Month. We are going to talk about books that feature queer romances, coming out stories, some true memoirs of people's lives, as well as some really awesome books that feature a diverse cast of queer characters to identify with. Super awesome. Before we get started, I just want to remind you how you can still pick up books while we are closed to the public. There are two ways you can do so. The first is you're going to call us. Our phone number is 403-502-8525, and you're going to book an appointment with the librarian on the phone to pick up some books. The second way to check out books is to go to our website, MHPL.info, and you're gonna go to our little tab here. You're gonna click the red one, Books and More, right there, and you're gonna hit ebooks or e-audiobooks depending on your reading preference. And with your library card, you can sign out all these books for free in our RB Digital library and our Overdrive. And guess what? Library cards are free if you're under 18, so there's no reason why not to have one. All right. So with that, we're gonna get started with our first books, and I'm very excited. This list was so hard to make because there's so many good LGBT books out there, and there's so many new ones coming out every month. It's very, very exciting. So here are my top picks for Pride Month. Gonna start off with Felix Ever After by Kaysen Callender. Felix Ever After is an honest and layered own voices story about identity, falling in love, and recognizing the love you deserve. Felix's love has never been in love. And yes, he's painfully aware of the irony. He desperately wants to know what it's like and why it seems so easy for everyone but him to find someone. What's worse is that even though he is proud of his identity, Felix also secretly fears that he's one marginalization too many: Black, queer, and transgender, to ever get his own happy ever after. When an anonymous student begins sending him transphobic messages after publicly posting Felix's dead name alongside images of him before he transitioned, Felix comes up with a plan for revenge. And what he didn't count on, his catfish scenario landing him in a quasi-love triangle. This book just came out last month, and it already has tons of great reviews. Really good read if you love Simon versus the Homo sapiens, kind of the same idea, and also a really good read for what's kind of going on in the society today around that. And so this book is available on Libby by Overdrive as an ebook. Our next one is another romance. We have Verona Comics, also brand new, was just published last month. And this is by Jennifer Dugan. From the author of Hot Dog Girl comes a fresh and funny queer YA contemporary novel about two teens who fall in love in an indie comic book shop. Ridley and Jubilee are both under extreme stress in life. Ridley can't stop disappointing and embarrassing his parents, who are affluent members in their community, and Jubilee is preparing for the biggest cellist audition of her life. They meet one fateful night at a comic book convention prom, and the two can't help falling for each other. Too bad their parents are at each other's throats every chance they get, making a relationship between them nearly impossible. Unless they manage to keep it a secret. Ooh. As Ridley's anxiety spirals, Jubilee tries to help, but finds her focus torn between her fast-approaching audition and their intensifying relationship. What if love can't conquer all? What's really unique about this book is that Jubilee has two moms, and she identifies as bisexual, and Ridley is also queer, and most likely identifies as pansexual, even though it doesn't specifically say that in the book. This book is available for pickup only, so if you would like this book, you need to call us to pick it up. All right. And that one's on like my highest to be read. I want to read it this month for Pride Month. So, very exciting. Our next one is another brand new book, just published. It's going to be amazing. It's going to win so many awards, I can already tell. The Black Flamingo by Dean Adda. This book is perfect for fans of Elizabeth Acevedo and Jason Reynolds. This book is a fierce coming-of-age novel in verse about identity and the power of drag. Michael is a mixed-race gay teen growing up in London. All his life, he's navigated what it means to be Greek and Jamaican, but never quite feeling quite Greek enough or black enough. As he gets older, Michael's coming out is only the start of learning who he is and where he fits in. When he discovers the drag society, he finally finds where he belongs, and the Black Flamingo is born. Woo! Told with raw honesty, insight, and lyricism, this debut explores the layers of identity that make us who we are and allow us to shine. This book is available as an ebook on Libby by Overdrive, and it is sure to be a great one. Especially if you love RuPaul's Drag Race, you should read this book. Done deal. Okay, so now we're going to move on to some books that are some fantasies and sci-fis that feature casts, very diverse casts. So every character in the book identifies as queer, which is really cool. All right, so we're going to start with Beneath the Citadel by Destiny Soraya. In the city of Eldra, people are ruled by ancient prophecies. For centuries, the High Council has stayed in power by virtue of the prophecies of the Elder Seers. After the last infallible prophecy came to pass, growing unrest led to murders and an eventual rebellion that raged for more than a decade. Present day, Casa, the orphan daughter of rebels, is determined to fight back against the High Council, which governs Eldra from behind the walls of the Citadel. Her only allies are no-nonsense Alice, easygoing Evander, and perpetually underestimated Newt. And Casa struggles to come to terms with the legacy of rebellion her dead parents have left her. By the time Casa and her friends uncover the mystery of the final infallible prophecy, it may be too late to save the city, or themselves. This standalone dark fantasy is perfect for fans of Percy Jackson and the Divergent series, and boasts a cast of bisexual, asexual, and gay identifying characters. Sounds spooky. Okay, our next book is... Oh, I'm sorry. Where is Beneath the Citadel available? That's a great question. You can get that one as an e-audiobook on RB Digital, as well as you can call us to pick it up. All right, now for our next one is Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha Nam. In this richly developed fantasy, Lei is a member of the Paper Caste, the lowest and most persecuted classes of people in Akara. Each year, 8 beautiful girls are chosen as paper girls to serve the king. It's the highest honor they could hope for, but the most demeaning. This year, there's a 9th. Lei, the girl with the golden eyes, whose rumored beauty has piqued the king's interest. Over weeks of training in the opulent but oppressive palace, Lei and the other girls learn the skills and charm that befit a king's consort. There, she does the unthinkable. She falls in love with one of the other paper girls. Her forbidden romance becomes entangled with the king's explosive plot that will threaten her world's entire way of life, and Lei must decide how far she's willing to go for justice and revenge. Perfect for fans of Ellen Hopkins, Children of Blood and Bone, and the Red Queen series, this dark fantasy champions self-empowerment while condemning classism, homophobia, and the commodification of women. And if you love this book, there is a sequel. You can grab this book as an e-audiobook on RB Digital, or you can call us to come pick it up. Our last fantasy/science fiction book that boasts a diverse cast of queer characters is The Disasters by M.K. England. Hotshot pilot Nax Hall has a history of making poor life choices. so it's not exactly a surprise when he's kicked out of the elite Ellis Station Academy in less than 24 hours. But Nax's one-way trip back to Earth is cut short when a terrorist group attacks the Academy. Nax and 3 other washouts escape, barely, but they're also the sole witnesses to the biggest crime in the history of space colonization, and the perfect space goats. On the run and framed for the atrocities that they did not commit, Nax and his fellow failures execute a dangerous heist to spread the truth about what happened to the Academy. This laugh-out-loud standalone sci-fi action-adventure has a diverse cast of characters who identify as bisexual, trans, and queer, and half of them also are persons of color, which is really cool. This book is perfect for fans of Six of Crows, Star Wars, and Aurora Rising. This book will, after you finish this book, you will wish she had the author wrote a sequel, but they did not, unfortunately. So there's that. But super good, amazing. So you can get this book by pickup. So if you like this book, you'd need to call us. Now we're gonna move on to our memoirs. So these are true stories of people's lives and who are queer, and they are both super amazing. The first one is brand new, and it is a very touching memoir and very relevant to what's going on right now in the world. All Boys Aren't Blue by George M. Johnson. In a series of personal essays, prominent journalist and LGBTQIA+ activist George M. Johnson explores his childhood, adolescence, and college years in New Jersey and Virginia. From the memories of getting his teeth kicked out by bullies at age 5, to flea marketing with his loving grandmother, to his first sexual relationships, this young adult memoir weaves together the trials and triumphs faced by Black queer boys. This nonfiction book is a great starting point for teens eager to be allies, as well as a reassuring testimony for young queer men of color. All Boys Aren't Blue covers topics such as gender identity, toxic masculinity, brotherhood, family, structural marginalization, consent, and Black joy. Johnson's emotionally frank style of writing is easy to read, even though the topics covered in this book are not. This book is available as an e-audiobook on RB Digital. And we've already come to our last book, friends. This one is called Spinning by Tilly Walden, and it is a graphic memoir, as in it's a graphic novel. Super cool. From up-and-coming author-illustrator Tilly Walden, known for her webcomics turned graphic novels such as On a Sunbeam and Are You Even Listening, comes a captivating, empowering graphic novel memoir of coming out and coming to terms with leaving behind everything you know. For 10 years, figure skating was Tilly's life. She woke before dawn for morning lessons, went straight to group practice after work, and spent weekends competing at ice rinks across the state. It was a central piece of her identity, her safe haven from the stress of school, bullies, and family. But over time, as she switched schools, got into art, and fell in love with her first girlfriend, she began to question how the closed-minded world of figure skating fit in with the rest of her life, and whether all the work was worth it in the end. The more Tilly thought about it, the more Tilly realized she had outgrown her passion, and she finally needed to find her own voice. The art in this graphic novel is simplistic and beautiful, and it has a monochromatic purple shading and coloring style that really adds to the melancholy of the story about growing up and coming out. So, this book is available by pickup, so if you'd like to check out this book, you need to call us. So friends, that is all for today. I hope maybe you learned something new. Maybe there's a new book you want to check out. If you want some personal recommendations, as I said before, we have so many LGBTQ books and books that feature LGBT and queer characters that it was so hard to create a list of only like 8 books. So if you want to know more, let me know. We have a whole list on our website that you can check out, mhpl.info, or you can DM us and I can give you some personalized recommendations as well. Well, that is it, friends. Happy Pride Month! We will see you very soon. Bye now.